people, welcome to Times of Refreshing with Pastor Toyin. I'm glad you can make it with us again today. I remember that last week I did a spontaneous, live broadcast because I was quite excited about the deals I got from the stores, and I wanted to share with a lot of people, my friends, those who watch us, those who share our broadcast, and I'm glad I did because as a result of that, I got so much DM from different people saying that it was quite useful to them and they've been able also to become smart shoppers. If you did not watch it, I want to encourage you, go ahead and find out about it, watch it, and you would know when to get good deals in the stores. I also remember that last week I did mention that I would start showcasing some women of influence. Remember, we are still in Women History Month. So we have some sheroes that are present day sheroes, and I wanted to showcase them. I started yesterday by posting that of Pastor Omo Gandhi Olaoye. I want you to go there. Just leave your comment about this wonderful, great woman, this industrious woman, this woman with a lot of wisdom. I want you to do that. I'll be showcasing other women even before this month is over. And so let's go to the business of the day. Today on Times of Refreshing, I want to talk to us about something that is quite important, and it's called procrastination. And I know that so many people, like I said some years back, had set goals that they want to achieve this year, 2019. And they are looking at the time. The time is moving on. It's going away. They're wondering what is happening. One of the things I've learned from people who I look up to as mentor is the fact that procrastination can actually debar you from attaining your goals, or they can slow you down. And so you have to do something about it. What do I mean by procrastination? I know everybody can talk about it. In a layman's language, is just, putting things away for a period of time. And at times, if care is not taken, you end up putting these things away forever, and then you start regretting it. Let me tell you, I wanted to start the showcase on Women of Influence last week, and I kept postponing it and procrastinating about it. I'm like, okay, I have time. We're still in the month of March. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the day after. Guess what? The day started moving. And when I woke up yesterday, I was like, I just have to do this. And I knew I wanted to start with Pastor Omo Gandhi, and I really, really wanted to just do it. And lo and behold, by the time I got to the middle of the day, I saw that she was also being honored at one of the museums showcasing women this month. And they had a write-up on her. And I was like, okay, see why you do not procrastinate. It's still okay. It doesn't change anything. But I'm just saying that to let you know that if it is something that I can't do again because somebody else has done it, that's how I would have lost out in that. So procrastination might debar us from reaching our goal and slow us down at times. And procrastination brings with it a very bad guilt feeling. You feel guilty when you procrastinate a lot. And scientifically it says that guilt kills a part of the brain. You don't want that to happen to you. So today we want to see some few things that we can do to help us overcome procrastination. We say procrastination is putting things away or putting things aside that you need to do at a particular time. And when you put it aside, it could take a short time or a long time. How do you now begin to overcome procrastination? You first of all have to understand that you procrastinate. If you do not know that you procrastinate, there's not going to be a solution for you. You have to understand that you procrastinate. And how do you know that you procrastinate? If you find yourself complaining about tasks all the time, I should have done this, I'm running late on this, I started this late, that means you procrastinate. But hey, don't beat yourself down because you are not the only one. Everyone at one point or the other procrastinate. So you are not the only one out there. That's the good news. I procrastinate and I look for ways to make sure that I overcome it. And also, you also have to know what makes you procrastinate. What are those things that make you procrastinate? It's so important for you to know. Because if you do not know why you're procrastinating, the truth of the matter is that you will not know what to do about it. So is it because you find some tasks boring? Is it because you take too much on yourself? Is it because you're a yes person, you do not know how to say no to people? All those things are things you have to think about that will help you to be able to take steps to overcome procrastination. Or is it because you're afraid? Some people set goals, some people have things to do, but they're afraid they're going to fail in it, and so deliberately they put it off. It's not that they're lazy, no. Laziness is different from procrastination. Laziness is when you do not want to make effort at all, but procrastination is that you can do it, but you just keep pushing it forward. So there might be different other things that I did not talk about today that could make you procrastinate. You need to find out what exactly makes you procrastinate and deal with it. If you think that projects or whatever it is you want to do is boring, find a way of spicing it up. And if you think you're going to fail, find a way of knowing more about it so that you definitely will not fail. And some people are even afraid of success. I don't want people to say, oh, I did so well. Some students in school, because they will call them geek if they are quite brilliant, they will push their homework aside, they will push their projects, school projects aside, so that they do not get good marks in it. And at the end of the day, they procrastinate, and if care is not taken, they're going to fail the subject just because they are afraid of success. Whatever your reason for procrastinating it does not matter. What you need to do is to find a way of overcoming it. And today we want to talk about some of the ways we can overcome procrastination. I said something here. Number one thing is that you must know you procrastinate. Number two is you must know what makes you procrastinate. The next thing I want to talk to you about is that you need to set goals or put tasks in place that are achievable. Don't take too much on yourself. If you take too much on yourself, you are going to procrastinate. We live in the age and time when a lot of people want to multitask. But at times, multitask actually does not bring good productivity. Scientifically, it's been proven that when you single task, you get more result for what you're doing. But when you multitask, when you have too much on your plate and you want to do everything at the same time, you never really get to finish one. I love to multitask, but I found out also as I develop my leadership skill and as I read more that it's better for me to single task, and I'll go on to the next thing. And that's very important for you to also know. Take up achievable task and goal, and you'll be able to finish it very, very easily. Also, what's the other thing you need to do? You need also to know your strength. You need to know your strength. You need to know your strength. If you cannot do something, you must be able to say no to people, or to the fact that, I know you want me to do this, but I know my ability, I know my strength. This is not my area of strength. I will not take it on. I remember very well when I was supposed to do something and I didn't know how to go about it, and it was not explained to me. I kept putting it off until it almost was too late. When somebody now stepped in and said, why are you putting this off? I said I didn't know how to do it. So even before it gets to that stage, we need to know our strength and tell people, this is not my area of strength. I don't want to take it on, so that I don't fail you at the end of the day. So what are the other things you can also do? You can fill your day. You can start by setting daily goals for yourself. It's very important. I talked about to-do list sometime when we were talking about time management. You have to have a to-do list. When you have a to-do list, you put the things you want to do for the day after. It's always good to think about what you want to achieve the next day beforehand. And you can still do it the day that you want to achieve all those tasks. But if you do it the day before, you're able to think about it. And even Warren Buffett said that you put 5 things on your list. There are some other school of thoughts that says 6. But if you put like 6 things or 5 things on your list, you prioritize them and start from the most important. And at times, some things that you acquire, some tasks that you acquire, some goals that you acquire, they might not be as important as some other things. At times, you must learn to put them aside, do the one that are important to you, and at the end of the day, you would have done something, you assess it, and you move on. Another thing I have written here is that learn to reward yourself. It's quite important. We must learn to reward ourselves. When you accomplish a task, don't wait until you've done everything you want to do before you reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. A lot of people know how to reward themselves in their own different way. In your own way, reward yourself. It might just be taking a break because I've moved from point A to B to C to D. I'm going to take a little bit of break and then go on to the other part of it. But when you don't reward yourself, guess what? You get tired, you get bored, you get frustrated, and you're going to put that task aside. Also, make consequences, for procrastinating. Make them almost immediate. Don't make them to belong to. Don't just leave it and say, I don't care about it. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I missed that chance. I missed it. No. For instance, if you missed your gym day, don't say that's it about it. No. The next time you're going, maybe you do 20 minutes a day, push yourself a bit and do 30 minutes. You would have covered some of the time that you lost. It's quite important for us to make consequences of procrastination as immediate as possible so that you will not repeat the same mistake. And also, it's good to get an accountability partner. In a lot of things that we do, accountability partners, they are quite good. They help us. How do they help us? These are people that can ask you, have you been able to achieve what you set in place? And when you say, oh, I want to do it tomorrow, that person is going to pick you up, advise you, encourage you that make sure you do it tomorrow. And the person will be able to ask you if you actually did it next day. So an accountability partner is quite important. Very, very important to us. And so I want to encourage us. I know some of us have projects, some of us have goals, some students, they have homework and things like that. Procrastination would hinder you from getting to your already set out goal. It can hinder me from really doing well in what I love to do. That is why we must deal with procrastination. There's so much more to talk about procrastination, but because of our time, I want to really encourage you, take time to look at this again. Look at the points I talked about. Know that you're a procrastinator just like me. I know, and I'm working on it. Find out why you procrastinate. Set achievable goals. Have accountability partners. Reward yourself from time to time. And make sure that you have consequences for when you procrastinate. Like I said, you are not in this alone. There are several other people that procrastinate. So just do the bits and the best you can do, and you find out that very soon you're going to overcome procrastination. I want to encourage you to watch this, share it, like our page, and invite your friends to watch our live broadcast. Until next time on Times of Refreshing, when we're going to be bringing you a very, very interesting topic, which says, why do women grow gray hair faster than men? I'm your host, Toyin Akanle. I hope you will be ready to share your thoughts about that and have a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye.